Today we are making the butteriest, pecaniest butter pecan ice cream. We only need a handful of ingredients and we don't even need an ice cream machine. The only ingredients you'll need are pecan pieces, sweetened condensed milk, heavy cream, vanilla extract, plus big little staples, butter, and salt. So the first step in our butter pecan ice cream is toasting the pecans in butter. So obviously this is going to give them a really intense, amazing roasty flavor. But this is only one of the ways that we're using pecans and only one of the ways that we're using butter. So here we're getting the toasty flavor, and pretty soon we're going to use the pecans in a whole different way. So I just stuck the pecans in the freezer. That is going to help them cool down so that when we stir them into the ice cream, they're not like roaring hot and they melt all of our hard work. So the next step is going to be turning to the base of the ice cream. So we're using our pan one more time. And this is to brown some butter. So we used 1 tablespoon to toast our pecans. Another 2 tablespoons are going to melt, and then they're going to start to brown, and they're going to taste, the butter is going to taste incredibly intense and nutty, and it goes so well with the pecans. Now, I don't like to set a timer for browning butter because I think that sometimes encourages me to leave the butter. Don't leave the butter. Stay with the butter. It's a very small amount, so it's going to brown quite quickly, and depending on how powerful your stove is, how well your pan conducts heat, it could happen quite quickly. We're not even close right now, but I'm still not gonna leave it. While we're hanging out, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way we can make even more few ingredient desserts together. I'm starting to see little tiny specks of the browning milk solids. I like to take it as far as I possibly can, but when we are at this stage, I don't even want to look at you. I'm just gonna keep looking at the butter because it goes from being perfect to burnt like that. I feel like we have like 3 more seconds. The farther you can take it right before it burns, the better the flavor is gonna be. You see it? God. So I'm adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to our ice cream base. This is my mom's secret for chocolate chip cookies in particular, but really any recipe that has vanilla extract. You pour it into the measuring spoon as called for, and then you keep pouring until it overflows. No, it's good because it's just that little extra boop of vanilla. And in almost all desserts, that makes it taste better. When you have vanilla, it's really hard to overdo it. So 2 teaspoons, if the measuring spoon overflows, great. Okay, awesome. And we are gonna add a pinch of salt. I'm gonna do quite a hefty one. And we also salted our butter toasted pecans. You really need this in any dessert, especially an ice cream like this. We're getting a lot of sweetness, obviously from the sweetened condensed milk. The salt just makes everyone feel balanced and like the best version of itself. I love using toasted and raw nuts in the same dish because you really get the full spectrum of the nuts flavor. So the remaining ½ cup of pecan pieces that we had, we just blitz them up until they're very powdery. And now we are going to add our cream. So the first thing this is gonna do is gonna make a pecan cream. So you get like intense pecan-y flavor in every single bite of the ice cream. But because we are adding it into the blender, we are also whipping the cream at the same time. This provides the aeration that you would normally get in an ice cream machine, but we don't need an ice cream machine because the blender is doing all the work for us. Okay, so I just added just a splash of the 2 cups of cream that we have. This is just to kind of get everyone introduced to each other. So if I added just the whole thing at once, it would have a little more trouble incorporating evenly. Okay, so now I'm gonna do another splash. Okay, and we're gonna blend it again. Okay, so like it doesn't look great, but like this would taste so good, right? Right now, the pecans, which were like this powdery mealy thing just seconds ago, now they're becoming more and more incorporated into the cream. Okay, perfect. And now I'm gonna add in the rest of the cream. We're gonna keep blending it, and then at a certain point, it's gonna go from being cream to whipped cream. We're mostly gonna be able to tell from the sound, but you also see that it stops moving around. So you're blending the cream and the sound, you'll hear it, it'll shift all of a sudden, and the cream will just become whipped cream. See how thick that is? So once you give it a little bit of a stir, this is like, it's like very soft cream. Like this is exactly what I would want on like a slice of chocolate cake. Oh my God, this would be so good on chocolate cake, right? But I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. I'm gonna see if I can get like a smidge more stiffness into the whipped cream, because that's gonna help make our ice cream really fluffy and delicious. You wanna fold in our whipped pecan cream, a light touch, a very light touch, because all this air that the blender accomplished, we don't wanna undo that good work. So I'm just getting every last bit because it is so good. And so I'm just gonna fold it the tiniest bit. It's okay if you see some cream lumps, because we are about to stir in our frozen pecans. That'll smooth everything out. You don't wanna overmix it. Good, it's good, it's done. I'm gonna stop. So before I got started on the ice cream, I stuck a quart container into the freezer. This just gives our ice cream a very chilly place to land, helps it realize that it is becoming ice cream even sooner. It smells like pecan pie. Great. So our butter pecan ice cream is all ready to eat. Give it a little taste. Make sure I get a pecan. It's so buttery, so pecan-y. And that's all because we use those 2 ingredients multiple ways. We didn't need a long ingredient list to get so much flavor out of this recipe. Didn't even need an ice cream machine.